Hello outdoor fans, and I am back with another bike test, and this one has been highly requested. After 6 months ago I did the Cube 144. This is the Cube 177, and this one is more like the sort of geometry that I would pick. It is a slacker, bigger travel bike, the sort of thing that I'm more used to riding. Took the other day and then straight up this rock. I do like riding ridge lines, so I can just have some fun. Lots of hairpins. A brilliant little maze of trails. I get an extra little single track descent. I'm feeling some of the disadvantages of a longer bike. The sort of agility versus stability are not stopping me in the same way. It does go back up to the ridge line. Just the range of single track. You can't tell from the colours of the trees. We are in autumn. It is a little bit harder to see where the track is with all the leaves. I don't really know where I'm going. Oh, a llama. Oh, found gold. I found gold. And this looks good. And we are straight off the end. And this one is a large. When I rode the 144 it was a medium, and although that did make it quite playful, I did find that it wasn't quite as roomy. I do like a longer top tube. These things are personal preferences. Some people like longer chainstays, some people like longer top tubes, some people like a certain crank length or bottom bracket height. For me, one of the most important things with bike sizing is the top tube, for my personal preference. So this one is a large, and I've got to say thank you to Nevermind the Bike Shops for this loan. Link in the description. So they have loaned me this. You may have already seen it on the channel. I was using it to compare, this is a Gen 5 100 Newton meter, and I was using it to compare that against the Gen 5 CXR race motor and my 85 Newton meter Gen 4. You may have also seen me crash this bike trying to follow Tracy Mosley on her power stage. So this test ride, I've already done a little bit of riding on it. I'm quite familiar with it and it fits me quite well. Here we're heading straight up to the main beacon of the Malvern Hills. Slightly different way than I took the other day. The Gen 5 motor doesn't seem massively different from my Gen 4. Oh, well, let's go up there. Oh yeah. That was a good line. Look at the views. Not quite as stunning as the other morning when it was all cloud inversion and clear, but still very impressive. Right, and then straight up this rock into the wind. Boom. And look at the views from the top here. Let's go to the trig point. I have to say I do like riding ridge lines, and this ridge line here of the Malvern Hills, where we're heading south now, and you can see for miles, and because there's no hills either side, it's a really good look. I'm trying to remember where I went the other day, and this looks right. I'm looking for a left turn. Looking for a left turn. Actually, this looks like it. Yeah, I remember now. And none of these trails were massively technical. I now have half an idea what's coming up. So I can just have some fun. Do remember, generally on the ride, lots of hairpins. Not got the advantage of an ABS front brake on this bike like I had on Timo's. And we've been a bit longer, which is what I prefer. Isn't quite as quick around the tight bends, but is more stable. Woo! Oh, I was looking ahead, but I think it's down here. Yeah, this is where it is, because we went to have a look at this quarry. It's just a dead end, but how stunning is this? Where they've dug in. Oh, people swimming. Lovely, lovely here. Anyway, it's a dead end, so I'll head back this way. Brilliant little maze of trails. Even if no one's come down this one for a bit, you can still see roughly where it went. Even if I can't see fully under all of the leaves. I've gone slightly off the path that I was trying for. I ended up a bit further up the hill. I get an extra little single track descent. But yeah, I should have come out at this gate here. So weirdly, I'm feeling some of the disadvantages of a longer bike after just riding Tracy's shorter bike, because that was a medium but a very short top tube, and around the hairpins here on the Malverns it's been quite tight. Then this longer bike that I would sort of say is more my sort of thing, I'm feeling that length getting around the tight bends, and I'm also feeling how hard it is to get my weight over the front on some of the little technical climbs, which I don't normally have a problem with. I say this is a large, I should really be on a medium, but I thought the longer top tube would suit me, and it isn't. As I say, it's personal preference on sizing. Sometimes it's there's no one right thing. There's just the pros and cons of, you know, slacker head angles versus steeper, the sort of agility versus stability. I normally prefer to go for the more stability route, especially on the sort of long rides and extra safety that gives you in being able to keep riding when tired. I don't really know where I'm going, I'm just going up this hill. But yeah, on this, and maybe it's a shorter chainstay thing, or maybe it's the seats a bit further back, but I have struggled a few times to get my weight as much over the front end as I would like. Or that maybe it's just that I've just been riding Tracy's shorter race bike and I dialed into that, and I haven't quite dialed into this yet, because normally I don't swap bikes that often, so this is sort of new to me. But I am feeling this front end is a bit more wayward than I would like, but overall this is everything you would expect. Weirdly, these Magura Gustavs, which are above the MT7s, and the MT7s I've used before, and although they sort of squeak a little bit, they're quite nice power and modulation, and that's what we're on Tracy's, the MT7s as well, and they were really strong. Obviously it helped with the ABS front brake. Obviously I'd never used that before, so I was playing a bit with that and seeing how hard you could anchor on and stay in control, and yes, you can fully anchor on and let the ABS do its thing. But I don't know if it's just a pad difference. Maybe Tracy's, I mean, the last thing that bike did was the world champs and got third, so it was immaculately prepped with the softest race tyres and everything prime. Maybe she just had some ultra bitey race pads in, but these Magura Gustavs that on paper should be a more powerful brake than the MT7s are not stopping me in the same way at all. They're still fine, they're not, you know, they're not a problem, but they are not they're not on a par to the MT7s. I say maybe it's just a pad thing, but yeah, right, I don't know really where I'm going, but I think there's a single track from the top of this little peak here, so I'm just doing that and seeing, and then I think we're going to go all the way to the bottom into town before heading back up further on the ridge. We will see. Oh, this looks familiar. Yeah. So I didn't mean to go up this one, but this is one I came down the other day. Oh. So it does go back up to the ridge line. There's the one with the logs across. I was like, oh, I recognise this. But yeah, I recognised it from going down, not from going up. But still, we will keep going. But again, I have been noticing the front end just being a bit too far away from me to get the weight over. I say just on the bigger sizing. I am quite enjoying just the range of single track on the side of these Malvern hills. Nothing too extreme, just really nice woodland, you know, not a plantation. Got all sorts of different native trees, and obviously, well, not obviously, but you can't tell from the colours of the trees, we are in autumn. It's actually the 1st of October today. This video might not come out till the end of October, we will see. But yeah, 1st of October, autumn is here. Acorns are falling, trees are changing colour, and to be in a forest with this variety of native trees is really nice, good for the soul. So I am just enjoying it, and the fact that it's not too ridiculous means that you know, for riding on my own and just potting around and looking at the views, it's just a right nice XC ride. And I'm right enjoying myself, even if I'm not following the route I set out to follow, and even though I'm pretty sure I'm going backwards on something I've just done. But there's just an absolute maze of little tracks to explore, so that's all really good. Even if it is a little bit harder to see where the track is with all the leaves. I don't really know where I'm going, but being that we're on this side of the hill, and thought I'd do some filming for a different view. You can see the main hill straight in front of us, and I am just following this bit of a sheep track. But yeah, this bike is everything I'd sort of expect. It's not surprising me being better or worse than my expectations. It is a reasonably high-end bike, it's got electronic gears that shift quick, it's only done 640 kilometres or something, so everything feels tight. But yeah, I just wish I had a thought that this one, oh there we are, I'll go down there. I'd have thought that this lodge would have been more suited to me. but I am not finding that. Here we go, this looks like a bike track. Oh, a llama. Buzzing. Oh, found gold. I found gold. And this going downhill is where I'm liking the longer bike, and I'm not too far over the front, and when you're going downhill there's no issue at getting weight on the front wheel. Well, I'm sort of lost again. I think I should be somewhere just halfway down this hill traversing, but I've seen this little sheep track here, so I am going to aim for that and see where it takes me. This looks good. I just hope it goes down and not across, because I want to traverse down at the moment. And it looks like it may, or maybe I'll see a turning. Basically, if I see a left turning, I'm taking it. That's my plan. And there, I see one. Down there, come on, that'll do. There. Oh, that's good, because I want to go that way. 24% battery. So I want to start heading back to the van now. Well, look at that view to the north. I think that top there was the north top, which is the only top I didn't grab on the last ride, so it wasn't my intention to grab it, but I just ended up there. But if we're at the top and then we're going off the end of the ridge, then maybe this descent will be reasonable. So 18% battery and we are straight off the end. Hello.
Alright, right, there's a dog around the corner.
Hey, pup. Hello. Come and say hello. Come and say hello.
She'll chase you all the way down as well. Wait. Sorry, she will chase you down, can
Right, it's all right. Cheers. Thank you. So 15% battery, this is my final descent. We did this the other day, I found it on my GPX, so I'll try and remember where it goes. But I do remember being told that there are several options through here. We just did the longest. So if I keep going down, I'll hit the road and then I'll be able to get back to the van. Well, I might not remember it, but it looks all good. Oh, this looks familiar, but we came from the other path. So, final thoughts on the bike. Now I'm back at the van, and yeah, it's everything I would expect. The Gen 5 I've used before, the 100 Newton meters, 85 Newton meters doesn't seem to make a lot of difference. I've done this riding auto, that's my normal riding. I also did the testing of the 85, 100 and the race motor. Not a massive amount of difference, the race motor just that little bit more. The SRAM electric gears are super fast, especially on a bike that's only done 600 kilometers. Yeah, the suspension's not set up for me, so I've only used 2/3 of the rear and half the front, but also I've not really done a gnarly ride that would need the suspension. If this was my bike, I thought I'd like this top tube length, but it didn't quite work out for me. I would fit a shorter stem and move the seat, because it's quite far back. I'd move the seat forward to help me get the weight over the front end. I was struggling a bit with that, but it is a large. But I think on the Cube 144 that I tested, that was a medium, that in a large probably would have been better. But this that's already a slacker head angle, a longer frame anyway, maybe in a 177 a medium is the right size for me. This is just what I managed to borrow, so thank you again to Nevermind the Bike Shops in Manchester and Stockport for the loan, link in description. And yeah, all good. The Gustav brakes, I don't know if it's the brake pads that are in, I imagine they're the ones that came with the bike, but they were not as good as the MT7s, not as much bite, not as much modulation. Felt I had to pull on them a lot harder, but the MT7s that were on the Amfloor that I tested, and particularly in the most recent test on Tracy Mosley's race Trek, maybe that had some extra bitey brake pads in, and I know that had the ABS as well, but they were super like powerful and hardly took loads of modulation and hardly took any pressure to get the bite, whereas these, they just didn't bite. They just had, they're supposed to be the step up, the Gustav from the MT7, but no, I would stick with the MT7. They're not as bad as the MT5s, they were absolute dog shit, but yeah, they're not as good as the MT7s. I do like In terms of cockpit, I do like this just basic button rather than the hanging over with a screen here. It's better than the screen that was here on the Amfloor because it's just that little bit easier to see when it's on the boys without being in the way. And yeah, I did have some problems with the Fox dropper sticking open and having to pull it back, but I'm not sure exactly why. But sometimes I'd pull it and then it wouldn't come back, and I'd have to just pull it back. So that was a bit weird. But yeah, nice bike. Seemed all good. I'll say the suspension felt fine, accounting for it not being set up for me, but there was a little bit of a knock on the front forks. Don't know, I'd have to have a play, and certainly, look, I've only used half the travel, so, but yeah, I am significantly lighter than Hutch, who I borrowed this off, so no doubt. And I say I couldn't get my weight over the front with the top tube length, so two things that meant that the forks were not doing. But the you know, that taken into account, they didn't seem bad. Tyres, a Dan probably wasn't the best tyre for the dusty, rocky terrain that I've been in, but it worked fine. And yeah, Mary up front is all good. So yeah, happy enough. And yeah, remember, like and subscribe. I'm almost at 1,000 subs and my hours are like 3,000, so I am on the way to monetization. So if you've got this far, right at the end of the video, please do like, subscribe, drop a comment, help me get to that first monetization point where I will then be able to earn a whole £1 a day. Oh, that'll make such a difference. But it will actually make a difference because it will help YouTube show it to more people. Once I hit that mark, it will help with distribution. So yeah, really do appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Cheers.